I'm sure practically everyone has grown up with fond memories of playing board games or card games with family and friends. They've been a universal source of entertainment and competition for most of the world's history. Clubhouse Games' 51 Worldwide Classics was created by the same developers of Super Mario Party, and they've set out once again to bring some of these historical games to a popular Nintendo platform. But I'm curious if they've done this job well, or have they missed the opportunity? Your first impressions after starting up will be the catchy title music mixed with the promises of mini games to play with their simple main menu. You'll be thrust into an introduction to explain how many games have been added from across world history. You'll get a chance to create your own figure with pretty limited customization and add fun information about yourself. Afterwards, you can be connected to the world and begin to see other figures populate your globe. This will lead straight into your first game, and this is where you see some things this title does very well. The introductions to each game have a blend of history, instruction, and entertainment as a way to teach you how to play, and they really did a fantastic job. Some characters might seem annoying to some players, but every game has been very easy to understand straight from the get-go. The added benefit of learning some history for the game should pique the interest for a lot of people, and they build onto this system by providing more information to learn about each game as a reward mechanic for defeating a certain level of CPU or playing with certain rules. It adds a reason to play each game without feeling like there's no progression. You'll also be unlocking new figures across your globe through playing as well. Each figure has their own playlist of games based on categories like regional history, what are good social games, what games are deemed the most played around the world, and more. It's an opportunity to learn so much more behind the games and how each culture differs. History buffs will love this, and I challenge anyone playing to give this learning opportunity a shot. It's a great way to connect yourself to other cultures through a pretty universal medium. But how are the games themselves? Honestly, pretty good. Sure, there are some games that may not hook you, but out of 51 options to choose from, there's no doubt some are going to catch your attention. Perhaps you can take your love of chess and compare it to another culture classic like shogi. The entire time you'll have clear, concise instructions on how to play, and even more detailed instructions as they walk you through a game step by step for more difficult games like Riichi Mahjong. You can even add a handy bookmark to really long games like shogi to make it easier to come back to later. But this is where we get to what I think is their greatest accomplishment: the player's experience with the UI. Everything feels super snappy and easy to maneuver through elements of each game. You are given just the right amount of control over what you can do, and the game takes care of a lot of the things you don't need to worry about. Playing yacht dice, is one of the best examples of this. Your card is laid out super simply, choosing dice to keep is quick, and picking between categories they added up for you with fast movements across the card is a breeze. And from my experience, navigating most of these games feel that good. In my opinion, this was the make or break moment for the game's success. What makes it even better is that most of the games have touch functionality that can make playing very comfortable for certain situations. But they didn't do this well for every portion. Like me, I'm sure a lot of people looking to buy this game are thinking about all the opportunities they'll have for board game nights with family and friends. And for two people, you're going to be pretty happy that most of these games are easily playable and can be had with a lot of fun. Then you notice a lot of these games are not meant for more than 2 people. There's only 3 games available for 3 players on one Switch, and only 2 available for 4 players. So you need to expect taking turns for your party nights. The thing is, I totally get why these games aren't playable with more than 2 people sharing a screen. You can't play Hare and Hounds with another set of hounds or another hare, but I really wish they would have added different games with more inclusion. Even a system like hot seating where you could cycle between sets of players in your group of 4 is more engaging than this. And that's because you can tally up your wins after each game you play. This is a great opportunity for party environments to see who wins what at the end of the night. That being said, local wireless play and online play very similarly. With local play, you can have 3 other Switches near you join your games for free by downloading the app from the eShop. I love this. And really, this shows a lot about what the Switch's true intentions have always been. Specifically for online, you choose between 3 games or random and get matched up with players from around the world. I did experience a bit of lag with one game I played, but when the trouble player left the game, everything played super smoothly. You can also see figures from around the world on your globe that represent other players. They will have the profile information you set up in the beginning, and you can see their playlist of top games they recommend. Also, it's amazing that we can play in lobbies with friends. It's so simple, but this makes the online experience so much better. Now, if only they could have made this feature for Super Mario Party. What about audio?
Mancala.
Mancala is all about planting.
Like seeds?
8 clear.
Simply put, the audio is decent. The music is catchy, but nothing too special. UI interactions are clean and nice, and moving pieces or drawing cards is very good. So they hit the marks in all the necessary places, and didn't go much beyond that. Good enough, I say. So what do I really think about the whole package that is Clubhouse Games' 51 Worldwide Classics? I think they've made a seriously great collection of games that play well for the Nintendo Switch. They've managed to add goals, mastery, and differing CPU levels in order to make a single-player experience actually possible. And the online features even annoyingly put a AAA title like Super Mario Party to shame. But unless you have multiple Switches in your household, you might have a lacking experience when it comes to local multiplayer. And this is without going into some weird rules with games like Texas Hold'em that make you wonder why you can't choose how much you raise your bet. But those issues are fairly few and far between. For a single player experience and opportunities to invite someone to play with you, I think this game is a solid buy. This is also true for households with more than one Switch to take advantage of local wireless play. You'll get a ton of value from playing each game yourself, and I expect the average player to achieve about $1.50 per hour. For those of you looking to make your one Switch a party destination, I advise caution, and maybe wait for a sale to feel better about the lack of freedom with more than 2 players. But no matter how you play, I really think you should dive into the education offered with the history behind each game, and what exactly makes each of them a worldwide classic. And that's it for Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics. Be sure to like this video if it helped you out, and subscribe to see my thoughts on upcoming titles. You can check out my social media by clicking on the links in the description below, and see what other games I have in mind to review, even before a video is released.